Hello, and that is me there. I am showing some videos of me of my 2024. And this is about 8 months ago. This is before I even started, right before I started this channel. And you can see the court, it's pretty crappy. We were at a high school and the high school team was there. So we hopped on a court down the street. And this is actually an iconic park for tennis teaching where I'm at. It's not anything to where it was. There was this guy named Tony Cooper who taught helped a lot of park kids learn how to play tennis. And this was me. I've been playing tennis probably weekly up to now, and I had an illness in 2020 that really set me back. And I have a video on that. It's called I Had Anorexia. It's a pretty good video if you're interested in that. But really, I'm just trying to hit spots here. It just came out. You can see I do a little kick serve there. And then there, really trying to hit that spot down the line, drop it really short. I'm not trying to hit my opponent off the court, kind of like him. He's always trying to hit me off the court like that. I think that was in. He likes to joke. But yeah, stick with me. I got lots of my highlights coming up. Get to know me. I got all these videos on my channel. But I'm going to put them here in kind of a compilation for anyone new here who wants to see who I am, what I'm about. Here we are on a much nicer court. I think this is like 2 years old. And here I'm just really highlighting, this isn't much later. I'm highlighting my partner really in this video. I call it, the video is called 60-year-old slapping forehands or something like that. And this court, you can't see it in the video, but it really slants downward towards him. He wouldn't notice it because he's just ripping all the time. But when you're on his side and you get a ball hit pretty good at you, the wind carries that way, and it makes it very difficult. If you don't play aggressive on that side, it's almost impossible to win. Which is like a lot of these park courts. And I don't think people notice this stuff and how much it affects how the game's played. It's a pretty good point there. Here he is on my side. You can see how this guy's like a rock. He's built like a rock, especially compared to me right now. See, even his backhand looks like a rock. I'm really not this. There's this backhand nice and wooden. I'm really not this defensive usually. I always thought that I would be a better player if I played more defensive, but it's just not my makeup. I have to really tell myself to do it because I don't like getting pushed around. But at this point, once I get in better shape, I have a really good defensive game. I used to slide a lot. Whoa, watch that ball, buddy. It's a nice winner there. It's been an interesting year, to say the least. Got a chance to hit with. I went to two professional tournaments. Well, I went to more, but two of the professional tournaments I went to, I got to hit with somebody who's playing in the tournament, including Bernard Tomic. And here we got some videos of me. I tried to get more of me hitting a perfect tennis stroke. Playing with the same guy, it's hard to really it's hard to get in this situation where you're hitting really nice ground strokes because of the way he, how aggressive he is and how competitive he is. But here I really set out. I told myself I was really going to get behind the ball and really just focus on getting behind the ball as best I can to make the stroke look perfect. But you can see in the previous videos, I definitely wasn't doing that, especially that first video. And you don't need to do that. You really don't. Here's my serve. So I started to really feel better. Let's say somewhere around mid to late summer. Yeah, there's an example of me just really trying to get, that was an easy one, but really trying to set up nicely and hit the perfect forehand, if there is such a thing. Oh, and here I am doing some approach and volley, showing how it's done. I do think I have a really good volley, like practically, not just like what you see on the screen. If I could get film of myself, if I could just film myself at all times, you'd see I'd have some pretty good highlights. That's a video I want to do as well, like how important it is to film yourself, not from a critique standpoint, but just having eyes on you at all times. Kind of increases that showmanship. It definitely helps me nowadays to have eyes on me. I'm just not motivated to do anything great without people watching. I think that's a function, could be a function of just playing tennis for a long time. It gets kind of old without that performance piece, which is another thing I think a lot of people miss. People that don't play tennis haven't played tennis for a long time. You see these guys on TV, and they I think they need that too. They need the crowd. It's motivating. So here I am on the baseline looking to come in, trying to take the ball early. Trying to take the ball early and kind of persuade myself to move forward. That's something I talk about in this video. To see, I'm starting on the baseline or inside the baseline. Playing mostly half volleys. Here's a nice deep volley. Really underestimated, underutilized, this, especially for most players, this idea of catching the ball and focusing more on getting good contact to your target as opposed to like hitting a volley a certain way like that. Because most of the time when you get a ball at the net, for most people, if you just get it to your target, it's going to put pressure on your opponent. And it's really taught. A lot of players, before they're really ready, they're taught this aggressive volley, this put it away, etc. And that causes a lot of errors. That's one thing about my volley. I rarely miss. Speaking of misses, I just got this racket too. Used to use this Pro Staff, and I found a couple of these, and I still haven't restrung it. So we're getting closer to when I finally restring my racket. I use Kevlar synthetic gut mix, and it's a really cheap, good string setup. I used to buy reels. I could string a racket myself for like $5 to $7, and it lasts forever, and it feels great. So let's move along here. Let me fast forward to the next. See what else we got here. Oh, this is where I found a guy who played pickleball. I haven't played pickleball since high school, and this guy thought he could take me. This is a really nice video, nice scenery. This guy thought he could take me. I completely missed the first ball, and then I went on to beat him 11-0. And like I said, I haven't played pickleball since high school. And I will say this, as you'll get to know, if you get to know my channel, get to know me more, I'm really good at mini tennis. I spent years playing mini tennis with little kids, and that's why I'm such a proponent of mini tennis, because it helped my coordination. I was already really coordinated, but I notice a difference when I go play more advanced players, how much just playing these mini games translates to the advanced game from a coordination standpoint. So there's my. We'll skip through the pickleball. Okay, here we go. And then speaking of mini tennis, I made this mini tennis video, and fast forward here. I do some talking in the video, talking through the game, but I don't know what happened. We just got on the court, we just did some mini tennis, and I was feeling it, and it was actually reminded me of some of my old games. It was pretty good. Nowadays I don't play. I'm playing like once a week, once every couple weeks, and not really trying to play mini tennis because of that. I just don't have the time to be on the court, so we prefer to skip the mini tennis for now. So just some examples of there. If you watch my mini tennis game, you will see probably everything that you can do. You can just learn by watching. A lot of stuff that a lot of people don't do. There I am. You can get to the net. That's the thing too. It's really easy to get to the net. But again, you can't play it like you're trying to put the ball away. You got to play it more like semi-cooperative. I think that's another reason why people don't like it. They think that affects their game, makes them worse. But most people aren't playing serious tennis. And to me, serious tennis is like there's money on the line. And even college tennis. You can get into a good college. You don't have to be perfect. You're probably better off playing a lot of semi-cooperative tennis. And there's a drop shot. I talk about this too. I have a couple of videos on the drop shot and how you don't need to disguise it. You can see here. And I show multiple examples of this. There's contact. He doesn't react till well after contact. So there's no point. When that's the case, what's the point of disguising it? And this guy's an athlete. And for you older people out there, he's 60 years old. Look how good he is at 60. Or even young people. You got plenty of time to play. And this is when I met Bernard Tomic. I was at a challenger, and I got him to hit with me. I'm using his racket because I didn't want to chance it to go get my rackets. I didn't want to chance him leaving. But it was only for a few minutes. I was a little bit nervous. I wasn't that nervous, but nervous enough to just trying to keep the ball in play. I don't even think I played tennis for like weeks before this. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think from his perspective too. Like, he has no idea who I am. He's like, who? Like, this is just some guy jumps on the court. He doesn't know if I'm a coach. He doesn't know where I played. I didn't tell him any of that. That's Keenan there. Keenan Smith, I think, on the right. And got some footage of him, too. There I am, missing completely. I was, like, exhausted. After going to these tournaments, I get so tired filming these things all day. You don't know. Sometimes they don't want you to film, and you get approached, and it's just a high strung. It can be a high strung environment with all this testosterone and adrenaline. So this is the futures tournament. I got this kid. I met this kid who got in the tournament, and said I would hit with him to warm him up. He just showed up and got in, and you can see. I mean, he's really. I'm partially disoriented here. I'm just, again, really tired from the travel. Haven't played tennis much at all. It's winter. It's snowing outside. And this guy was better than I expected. Like, I have a video on this. Like, he went to Muradoglu's tennis academy in France. And I saw in this video, he did a video on it there, and he said he played. I didn't know this. He was playing 20 hours a week. So like, this kid possibly could have been at this point playing 20 hours a week, and here I am hitting with him, and I'm playing like nothing. Like, people were critiquing me on this video. If you go back and watch and look at the comments, it's like, dude, really? 20 hours a week and I'm playing nothing? What do you want me to do? Like that? Like, what do you want me to do? So I'm really just I want to get the ball back to the kid. I want to help him out. He's like teeing off on me. But I think I did a pretty good job considering the circumstances. I was just happy to have the experience. Because when you go to these things, you want to be involved. That's the thing I don't like about watching tennis. I want to be on the court. I want to play. And I think I ended up leaving early for that reason. I always leave early because I don't want to do it anymore. But this kid lost the first round. I got some video of that. I'm not sure if it's on my channel yet or not, but he's played really well. The guy he lost to won the first round, second round, qualifying, and then I think he won maybe the first or second round. I think he might have won 2 rounds in the main draw. He was a really, really solid player. Really more mature, experienced. But you can see here he's really focused on hitting a solid ball. Not really my style. But when you're hitting with him, it does feel solid. So let's go see what else we have here. I got lots of. By the way, though, I have lots on my channel, on my court level tennis section. There's lots of highlights of players from this tournament. Got the guy who won the tournament. I don't have everyone, but I got a lot of them. Pretty good view. So here I am. It's later. This is like more like fall, I think, this year, 2024, and feeling better. These are some highlights. I switch between a one-handed and a two-handed backhand. That's why, if you've seen that, I started with a one-hand backhand when I was. Well, I started with a two-handed, but it didn't last long because I just didn't have a left hand, and went to one hand for a while, and then I got hurt, and I forced myself to play. I had to play left-handed to play, and I was coaching, and I wanted to continue playing, so taught myself two-handed backhand after all those years, and now I can play both pretty well. Would like to utilize the slice more, forehand and backhand. I think that's the if it's just hard to do both for a lot of players. I think when it's really fast, but I really would like to get good at that at this point in my playing tennis life. I'd like to get good more. I'd like to get better at using the forehand slice and the underspin, really mixing it up. It's a pretty good point here. It's probably one of my best points of the year. It's one of those points where it feels a lot faster than the video, a lot faster and a lot more intense than the video shows. And you watch the video and you're like, yeah, it wasn't that intense. Oh, I have the Kevlar. Yeah, see, this is why I'm probably more motivated, more excited. I got the Kevlar strings in finally. It's a pretty good point here too. I'm really working on my fitness as much as I can. I'm not trying to go overboard, but my strength and my fitness without playing tennis right now. I've had my ups and downs throughout the year. I think it would help if I could lose a few pounds, but it's not going to happen right now. So, I just have to focus more focus more on the strength side. I'm more interested in focusing on the strength side, even though I know that it's limited. It's probably limiting my speed, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I want to focus more on the underspins and then mixing it up and get really good at that, especially at a higher level or higher speeds. I shouldn't say higher level, but higher speeds and more dynamic spins coming at me. Let's see what we got here. Here's the other side. I think that's the same day. But yeah, you can check these videos out. I have this one on my channel as well. You'll see me in the green shirt. Oh, and then here, I don't know if I showed this video, but here I really got a good shot at playing with a guy who's more consistent, more likes to rally. Still not great, but it's better than what I'm used to. And then this was the day I didn't play for like a month, and I tried to get in that futures tournament that I showed, and got out in the court the day before. I had to play at least once, and I actually surprisingly played pretty well for not playing for a month. You see the lighting in this on this court is horrible. It's partially why I don't play in the winter, or I haven't played for that much this winter, because I just don't want to play here. And like I was saying about the mini tennis, there's other things you can do to keep your game going without being on the court. It translates. It's like when they say to play, you should be an all-arounder and play different sports to be really good at tennis, and because it translates. So I thought I played really well. These highlights are there as well. It's on my front page. It's called something like Day Before Futures Tournament. And this guy plays like twice a week. I mean, I'm talking like twice a week for 30 years, nonstop. I don't think he's ever taken a break. I don't recommend that. And speaking of talking about people watching, I mean, this guy probably wouldn't notice it or admit to it, but there were some ladies on the court next to us, and he plays so much better when there's women around. Like a woman will walk by who's pretty attractive, and he'll like up his game. And that's how it is. I mean, that's true. That's how it is for me too. Because once they left, it got a little more boring. It's one benefit of playing at a club. You know, that social atmosphere is more fun. But looking forward to 2025, I've already been to the One Futures tournament. Hopefully, going to be at the U.S. Open. Hopefully, I can last and maybe do it for like a week or two. Work on my photography. Plan on getting a lot of teaching videos in as well, and some more playing videos.